Hey, what's going on? Zach, Rudy here from Harvard, Nebraska. Got my 73 Ford Torino wagon here. 429 built into a 521 stroker, 4L80 Chevy transmission. Just about 6 months ago, it was in a field, and actually in a garage, and then it was in a field, and it's been a short, long road to get where this car's at right now. I guess someone told me that I might be in the running for the Rookie of the Year. It's been a hell of a run. This last probably 30 days, probably built the car. I started out with I completely built the rear end, 4-link and stuff, and you know how projects are, they're just so time consuming. And we're in Nebraska. I got my good buddy Jared Aspergen here, has a really nice shop in Sutton, Nebraska. It's been pretty much shop ornament for 6 months over there. I guess I golf too much. I just don't get enough work done, and then I cram everything into last minute. This build's probably the last 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. The week building up to coming here, we were fighting some rear leaks in the oil pan and the rear cam plug and the plugs and stuff, and we had the motor up and the transmission out probably 5 times in 6 days before we left. The first time I've ever driven the car was the night before we were loading to come down here. We go down to the scale and weigh it. I do a little bit of dicking around. The next day, my wife here, I've never taken her out in it. A buddy said, check out the lockup on the, I go out 3 miles and blow the rear cam plug out right before we're loading, literally moments before we're gonna load it up and come down. Oil everywhere, lost 5 quarts in 10 seconds, you know. I was pretty discouraged, and they loaded the car up for me. Roberto, the portable car lift, he came through, met us at our Airbnb. That same night we came down, we pulled the transmission down, and it was the rear cam plug. My wife and I went an hour and 50 minutes for a $3 cam plug, because that's the only one we could find that night. We went to Shawnee, Oklahoma, and get back at about midnight, throw that thing back in, thought we had it, pulled off the deal. Tranny fluid comes out everywhere. Lost the front seal. We put it right back on the lift, dropped that out. The next day, the first day, we go find a transmission shop, Kessler Transmission in Noble, Oklahoma. If you need some transmission work, he's a really good guy. Sunday, gets me patched up, put a new pump in, throw it back in. First night, ran a 13.7 in my first pass I've ever made in my life. I've never drag raced in my life. I've been a pretty good reckless driver most of my life, but I've never ever went down the strip. 13.7 my first run. Couldn't figure out the shifting. I've never had any testing, never had zero tuning. The story is I've spent $3,000 on $4 in parts. I mean, it's that bad. My buddies, Jared Aspergen and Joey Marshall, Jared, the first time he decided to do this, and he's like, hey, come with me. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I've been on 5 or 6 drag and drives with him, co-pilot, and we went to Sick Week this year. I'm a rookie, but I think I had a little bit of a heads up, you know, being a part of it and seeing what's going on, you know, and what it takes to finish one of these things, you know. And literally, I'm not bullshitting at all. This car a month ago was nowhere even close to being running. It's the truth. It just takes money and time, and both of them I ran out real quick. It's a challenge. I mean, it's a commitment, it's dedication, and it's You know, I run my own business. I sell classic cars. Rudy's obviously it's on the car, but I'm lucky enough that I can have my own time to work on the car and still maintain business, stay afloat. But I don't know, my boat's had several holes in it here in the last 2 months. But this has made it, you know, making this run and all the problems. I've had this transmission out 3 times, you know, just tons of problems, and you know, you got to work out the bugs. Literally, the car was never tried, true, tested till it showed up here, and we're doing it now, and we're getting it done. The first night we didn't think we were gonna make it. The first night going to Noble from our Airbnb that we did the transmission work, we pulled out, overheated, threw the hood off. I mean, it was rocketing. I wrapped the headers, and we get down the road a little bit, and we didn't hook up the trans cable or the training cable up. Lost it. No gears. Thought something was wrong. Figured it out. Got it fixed. Literally, when I'm starting it up, nothing. Ran out of gas. Didn't know how much gas was in it. My wife towed me about a mile and a half, and Roberto got me to a gas station, filled it up, literally went maybe 2.5 miles closer to the track, died. I thought the fuel pump went out. We tried to fix it. You know, it wasn't the fuel pump. My wife's never towed a vehicle before with a tow strap, and we towed this 9 miles to the track in traffic and everything, and she's a trooper, and we get it here, and I thought it was done, but I couldn't figure it out. I was gonna pull the fuel pump. My buddy Jared finally pulled the distributor, ate the gear out. It's a Holley Terminator X stealth kit. We didn't have the bronze bushing. I thought I was done. I did all that work, and where are you gonna find the correct distributor gear right before you're supposed to you get to the track, just getting done, getting towed 9 miles. Well, you know, they have drivers in need. You know, they work out sometimes. Usually they're 20%, you know, 25% chance. I don't know the fellow's name, but he's got a really kick-ass Mustang notchback with the same motor. He's got a 521 stroker as well. So he heard that, and he came and had an extra Mallory, and the Mallory one worked on there. And the welder guy, Juggernaut, really good guy. We finessed the old gear off with sledgehammers, and we mushroomed both ends of that thing. And I went to put it in, nothing. I took a tiger disc to both ends of it to get the rotor on, and tiger disc the bottom of it, and wouldn't go. And a little more tiger disc after the mushroom, and dropped in. And I made a run. The sheer chances of me making a run were just crazy. And first time I ever been out of track, did a 13.72, I think it was. I got a trans brake. I just haven't really figured it out yet. I mean, I'm just not comfortable enough with it. I just go up there and foot brake it for now. This thing does not do good in Dallas traffic. I've been battling overheating. We made some sprinklers and stuff, and some wetter than water. That's been my best friend, and just getting through. If I get on the highway and the interstate, I can pass anybody, but you start in that stop and go traffic, it's not good. Today was the 4th day. We get up at our Airbnb here, 20 minutes away, and everything's fine. The group, my buddies, we're all giving her hell. Get past the first checkpoint and start smelling some transmission fluid, and it wasn't leaking. We thought it was oil pan or transmission pan a little bit. We acted up, and after getting some torque with it, it was the front seal. And well, I just limped it back here to Roberto, and I was past the first checkpoint already. And so I got, you know, today was not a terrible day, 3-hour drive. I was, you know, already out there, and then I didn't want to finish the route because I didn't want to smoke it, and if I got on the highway and I could put it in lockup, the transmission pressure didn't leak, and I just just limped it home and got that done. And me and my wife, I don't know what time we left, but it was a bit late. We just got back, but went and did I went and saw that big old cock, you know, that rooster at that gas station, and we had to drive 3 hours to see that thing, and I think it was worth it. You know, you got to finish these things. You got to do what they say, you know. So it's just add another day to another day, you know. Well, the biggest thing is probably just be ready for anything. I mean, expect the unexpected. I mean, at any time, everything you think you got tiger by the tail, but then it just shits on you. You know, that's pretty much sums up race week. I mean, you got to drive these things, and there's, you know, I've shimmed, I've adjusted, I've groomed about everything on the car. You know, it's just nonstop maintenance, and just I've been up 5:30 every morning since I've got here, and had a couple Pepsis before I go to bed, and go to bed pretty late. So it's been a little bit of a ride. You think about it when you're sleeping. Well, not really, but as soon as you wake up, you got a job to do, and you just go out and do something. You know, gonna go out tonight. I don't know. I did really good last night. I went through the gears really good. I think I turned a 13.4 in on my 4th pass ever in my life. And I'm gonna go out tonight and just do something and just get it home and get it down to Noble. And like I said before, the rumor is I could be in the running for the Rookie of the Year. So that's pretty cool if it happens. If I don't. I mean, I know there's some deserving people, but this week's been it's been something else.